Welcome, ICSE students. We're WisePlex, and today we're going to crack the code for your Class 10 science exams. Forget all the guesswork. We're doing a deep dive into the last 15 years of official papers to show you what really, truly matters.
Physics, chemistry, biology, this syllabus is huge, right? It's completely normal to look at all those chapters and just feel a little lost, wondering, where do I even begin? Trust me, a lot of students feel that exact same pressure.
But what if I told you that the best guide to scoring high isn't some extra thick reference book? No, the most powerful tool you have is actually sitting right there, in the exam papers from previous years. It's all about knowing how to use them.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Just reading your textbook from cover to cover is, believe it or not, one of the most inefficient ways to study. The real key to success is understanding what the examiners actually prioritize. And past papers, they're the blueprint that reveals their focus year after year.
Think about it. Pouring hours and hours into topics that rarely even get asked is a recipe for exhaustion and, frankly, frustration. All that hard work without a smart strategy doesn't guarantee a great score. We need to channel that effort in the right direction.
So, how do we fix this? Let's start by looking at the theory questions. The trick here is universal. It applies to every single subject you study, not just science. It's all about understanding what the question is truly asking for.
Look at this question from a Hindi paper. You don't even need to know the answer. Just focus on that last part. Spasht kijiye. It just means explain. This single command word tells you exactly what kind of answer is expected. It's not asking for a summary, it wants a detailed explanation.
These are the words you need to hunt for. Define is just asking for a simple textbook definition. Differentiate means you need to lay out the differences, maybe even in a table. And justify or state the reason, that demands you bring the evidence and the logic. Recognizing these words is the first step to writing a killer answer.
All right, let's bring this strategy home to science. Application and diagram-based questions can seem super tricky, but once you see the underlying pattern, you can turn any complex problem into a simple, repeatable process.
You've all seen this one, right? A ray of light entering a glass block. It's a classic question in the physics papers. But instead of panicking and trying to remember everything about light, let's break it down using a clear framework.
Now, this is what makes this so interesting. It's a universal strategy. Step 1, what's the main topic? Refraction. Easy. Step 2, what's the diagram showing? I see angles, I see labels, got it. Step 3, what are the rules? Light bends towards the normal. And step 4, now you build your answer. You can use this for any diagram question.
Here's another really common pattern, this time from chemistry. The assertion-reason question. Here, you have to do two things. First, check if statement A is true. Then, check if statement R is true. And finally, the most crucial part, is R the correct explanation for A? It forces you to think about the relationships between facts, not just memorize them.
So the whole point is this. When you start looking at past papers, you stop seeing a bunch of random questions. You start seeing patterns. And once you can see the patterns, you can actually predict the types of questions you'll face and prepare your answers for those specific types. It's a game changer.
Okay, now let's see how we can build this into something even more powerful. You don't need me to do this for you. I'm going to show you how you can become an analyst of your own syllabus and create your own personalized study tool.
And this shows just how simple it can be. You can create a table just like this. For each subject, you write down the concept, the question type, and how often it pops up. For example, our analysis of 15 years of papers shows that refraction, periodic table trends, and the circulatory system are always high-frequency topics. By building your own tracker, you discover these patterns for yourself.
So, you've done the analysis, you've spotted the patterns, and you've found the high-yield topics. Now what? Well, let's put it all together. How do you integrate all this into a real, actionable study plan that actually gets results?
This is the ultimate takeaway today. The goal is to shift your mindset. It is not about who studies for the most hours. It's about who studies the right things in the right way. Your time is precious, so let's make it count.
And this isn't just a random idea. It's backed by something called the Pareto principle. In a lot of situations, roughly 80% of the exam questions will come from just 20% of the core concepts. Your past year question analysis is the most effective tool for finding that critical 20%.
So here's your mission. Just 1 hour a week going through past papers. Create that pattern tracker we just talked about. When you practice, use the 4-step framework.
And most importantly, let your tracker guide your revision. Focus on what you know matters most.
You know, the best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time is right now. So my final question to you is this: are you going to keep studying hard, or are you going to start studying smart? The choice is yours. Pick a subject and begin decoding your own path to success. Good luck.